Hey guys, it's Tyree from Wrist Unwound, and today I'm going into a little bit of myths that I've discovered since watch collecting. You see, in my time as a collector, I've gotten well over 100 different watches, ranging from vintage timepieces to some of the modern day classics. I have a few that are more mass market that you could pick up anywhere like Amazon, and I have a couple others that are more selective, maybe limited runs of 100 to 500. And in my time as a collector, I've really come to learn a few things that I didn't really understand, especially as a beginning collector. So today I'm gonna go over 5 different things that I've kind of discovered as a watch collector and some of the myths that come in this the collecting community. So let's get into it. Myth number 1 I've discovered about being a watch collector is it's expensive. You see, when I thought about watch collecting, I thought everyone was spending thousands and thousands of dollars buying these $10,000 Rolexes and these APs and all these different things, and I realized that for most collectors, we're just regular people and we don't have the budgets to buy all these expensive watches. And there's nothing wrong with that. While there are the people on Hodinkee and on YouTube and some of these social media influencers who have abundances of money to buy these expensive watches, like me, I'm a Timex collector. This watch was probably less than $200, and there's nothing wrong with that. The more that I got into the different communities on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram, I realized that you don't have to have the most expensive watch to be a collector. Collect the things that you enjoy. When it comes to watch collecting, for me, they should always follow 2 rules. Rule number 1, buy a watch that tells time. Rule number 2, buy a watch that makes you happy. And if you ever have to choose between those 2 rules, you always, and I mean always, go with rule number 2. Buy a watch that makes you happy. At the end of the day, watch collecting does not have to be expensive. Myth number 2, and this is gonna make some people's heads explode, is you need more than one watch to be a collector. I know, it sounds weird to say. How can you collect something if you only own one? But what I've learned since being in this community is there's some people who truly appreciate, love, and respect watches, and they only collect one watch at a time. Maybe they start with, an Omega Aquaterra, and then they transition to a Tudor Ranger, and then they transition to a Rolex, and then they go to Grand Seiko. But for them, they just want one watch at a time. Or maybe it's, someone who doesn't have necessarily the means to buy watches because of where they live or their budget, but they can truly appreciate it. My personal opinion, you can be a one watch collector and still appreciate horology, still appreciate others' collections, and be collecting some of those memories and eventually buying other watches or just keeping that one in your collection as well. So I know some of you guys may not agree, but in my opinion, you can be a one watch collector. And if you are, I'm incredibly jealous of you, because for me, it is an addiction. As you can tell, I have well over 100 all around me here, and I'm still buying more. Don't tell my wife, but yeah. Myth number 3 is that you need anything over 100 meters of water resistance. I understand that dive watches are typically 200 meters or more, but let's be real. 99.99999% of us will never, ever, ever go diving with their watch. As someone who literally spends time in the field for work and spends time outdoors, with my life dependent on it, I'm not wearing a field watch. I'm gonna wear a digital watch because if my life depends on it, I want that accuracy. I want that reliability, and I don't have time to be, trying to wind it up and making sure my times are accurate. Same thing with water resistance, guys. If we're gonna be honest, 100 meters is enough. The most that most of us will ever do with our watches is maybe take a shower, wash your hands, deal with a rainy day. If you're diving, kudos to you, but let's be real. Most Rolexes are not gonna be seeing anywhere near the bottom of the sea. So, unpopular opinion, but for me, after 100 meters of water resistance, it's all gravy. Before we go on to number 4, let's do a quick wrist check. So today, I'm rocking my Timex 38mm Unveil. This watch was gifted to me for my birthday by my wife, and I've absolutely loved it in the collection. And as I check the time, I see it's a little bit after 4 o'clock. But what time it also is, it's time for you to hit the subscribe button. You see, when you subscribe, it's free for you and it helps me. My wife said that once I get to 1,000 subscribers, I can buy one of my Grail watches, and right now I'm not there. So help me out, and you can be a part of the unboxing. All right, so let's get into the next myth of watch collecting. The 4th myth that I've kind of come across with watch collecting and other watch collectors is that quartz isn't cool. And I'm telling you, they are wrong. There are some absolutely incredible quartz watches out there. And also, when you have a large collection, or even if you just want convenience, when it comes to accuracy, reliability, and versatility, there's not too many things that can beat a digital watch. And there are some amazing digital watch collections out there. One of my favorite watch collectors from the digital realm is on Instagram, Horology of Digital. He has some excellent variety of different digital watches. BP Vintage as well. He's also a Timex salesman who has a lot of different vintage watches, Timex and otherwise. But both of these gentlemen, their collections are amazing and they're filled with history of horology and of the brand and of just cool features. And they're all quartz, they're all digital. There's a reason why there was a quartz crisis, because quartz is good. And if you can appreciate the history of it and not be such a watch snob, you'll realize that quartz can also be pretty cool as well. And so that's my fourth myth. And so let's go into the fifth. My fifth myth of watch collecting is there's an end point. And maybe for some of you, you found that Grail watch and you got it and now you're done. But I'm gonna say probably not, because what I've learned is I'll have a Grail or have a gold watch, and once I get it, there's that initial rush, there's the excitement, that dopamine hit. But you know, after you have it on the wrist a little bit and you get scratches, you start looking at the next thing. And you're wondering, I wonder how that one is. Or there's a new release. Or you discover another vintage piece and then you just keep going down this rabbit hole of one watch after another watch after another watch. And so if you're a beginning collector and you think, hey, once I save up and I buy that watch I've been dreaming about, it's fleeting, okay? It'll be amazing at first, but there's a reason why they call this a watch addiction and not just a watch habit, because it's a continual grind of going to the next watch. And so for those one watch collectors out there I talked about earlier, I don't know how they do it. I know that they do exist, but I just haven't been able to find them. They're a holy grail of people out there. So for me, I think the fifth myth is that there's an exit watch. But if you found your exit watch, please let me know in the comments below what that watch was and how did it get you out of the game. I really appreciate you guys staying tuned to this far. If you like this video, please make sure to give it a like and a comment down below, and check out one of the other videos I have. I'm trying to post one video a week as I'm getting into this whole YouTube thing. So I appreciate you guys. God bless and peace out.